This video is for Rose Talks Sex, Charlotte Rose's radio show, and I'm also putting it on my YouTube channel, Sex and Censorship, since it's a key issue at the moment. The question is, will you, meaning me, have the COVID vaccine? Here's the short answer: yes, I will have it. And I'll have it as soon as it's available. When I say it, I mean whichever vaccine is approved and available first on the NHS. Let's put this into context. According to the vaccine tracker page at The Guardian, there are 223 vaccine candidates currently in development. This is a scientific miracle. Nothing like this ever happened before. This is the result of the coming together of the world's smartest and most skilled people and companies, with billions upon billions of dollars of funding from pharmaceutical companies, private investors, investment funds, charities, governments, and elsewhere. Of these 223 vaccines, most of them, 155, are still in development. 39 are in phase 1 trials. Phase 1 is a safety trial. It doesn't check whether the vaccine works, it's just to check it doesn't make people ill. 18 vaccine candidates are in phase 2 trials, which is a broader safety trial on larger numbers of people. Phase 3 is where it gets interesting, because that's where they check if the vaccine actually works. So they get thousands of volunteers, and they give half of them the vaccine and half get a placebo, and then they wait and see what happens. And the idea is that if a lot more people in the placebo group get COVID than people in the vaccine group, then the vaccine works. And if roughly even numbers in both groups get COVID, the vaccine doesn't work. And it's worth pointing out that this is also another safety trial, because many thousands of people have now been injected with the vaccine. There are no approved vaccines yet, but we know preliminary results from one trial for the Pfizer vaccine, which suggests that the vaccine is 90% effective. And this is a very good outcome. It's not a final result, it needs to be peer-reviewed, and the health authorities need to approve the vaccine, but we're almost there. If more people were interested in science, Facebook would be full of people praising the fact that the world's smartest virologists and geneticists and AI experts have cooperated globally to produce a whole load of highly sophisticated vaccines within a year using a whole load of different methods. Until recently, it took 5 to 10 years to do something like this. This achievement is equivalent to sailing around the world for the first time, or inventing a flying machine, or landing on the moon. It's up there with one of mankind's greatest achievements ever. But instead, we have to read on Facebook that Brenda and her mummy friends at Playgroup are thinking it's a bit early to take the vaccine because it's been a bit fast to develop. Of course it's been fast, Brenda. There's never been a global mobilization of scientists on this scale. When you fly with your kids to Disney World, do you go on about, I don't know, because a 10-hour flight seems a bit quick? In the old days, it would have taken a month on a wooden sailing ship. Yeah, Brenda, and half the crew would get scurvy, and you'd be lucky if nobody died on the way across. When you order nappies on Amazon, do you moan that next day delivery seems a bit quick? No, Brenda, you don't, because you know that the internet and robot-powered warehouses and automated logistics and cars and mobile phones exist, and stuff happens quicker and better than it used to. It's okay to not understand science. Science is complex. What's not okay is to know nothing but to put yourself out there on social media as an advisor to the masses. It's the easiest thing to say, well, you know, I don't trust Big Pharma and I'm not taking no vaccine. That takes zero knowledge in anything. It's even cooler if you link it to a narrative like, well, you know, capitalism wants to kill everybody, or the New World Order is going to inject us with mind-controlled chips, or whatever shit you read on your friend Barry's page. And Barry knows his stuff because he's mates with a bloke who's married to a nurse. It's okay to be concerned and ask questions about how the government knows the vaccine is safe before approving it. It's okay to care about your health and your kids' health. And yeah, there are historical cases of medicines being approved prematurely and harming people. There are also cases of cars being sold with dodgy brakes, but that doesn't stop you getting in a car, because you know that these cases are rare, and that once a mistake has been made, it usually doesn't happen a second time. And a lot more people have died in cars than have died from vaccines or dodgy medicines. It comes down to numbers. It's true that COVID isn't the most dangerous illness that ever existed. It's true that if you're under 60 and fit and in good health, the chance of you dying is pretty minimal. But everybody knows people who are at risk. I have relatives over 80. I know people on cancer treatment. I know a couple of people with immune disorders. One of those is a child. COVID could kill them. I'm taking the vaccine both to avoid the annoyance of getting a nasty illness myself and to protect those other people. Even if the risk from COVID is low, the risk from being harmed by the vaccine is far lower. The risk to you from COVID is thousands of times higher than the risk you'll get ill from a vaccine. And maybe most important, this vaccine can quickly end the pandemic and give us back some kind of decent lifestyle. If you're into any activity that's high risk for COVID, whether it's raving or sex parties or doing cocaine in pub toilets with your mates, you're going to help spread the virus and make people ill and drag out this shitty pandemic for longer. I want to go to the pub. I miss my drum and bass. This year has been boring as hell, and it's pushed a lot of people to the edge. The quicker we all get vaccinated, the quicker I can go raving again. Help me go dancing. Take the vaccine. Thank you for listening.